Hard to believe we're already at the halfway point of Star Trek Discovery Season 3, with Episode 7, Unification III, a title sure to grab the attention of any fan of the Next Generation's Unification two-parter featuring Spock's diplomatic efforts on Romulus. Let's start our breakdown with the main trailer for this week's episode.
I want the truth for all of us. Didn't my crew and I work together to save all sentient life in the universe? Didn't you see all of us, imperfect and flawed as we all are, still live up to our best ideals? It is the greater good I am fighting for. Together you could create something bigger than yourselves. That's what the Federation is.
Hey everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome to Trek Central. Unification 3 will premiere 29 years after Star Trek The Next Generation's Unification 1 and Part 2 back in 1991. The episode is written by returning writer and frequent novelist, Star Trek Picard co-creator and Star Trek's tie-in media coordinator, Kurtzman. That is to say, Beer knows her Star Trek lore, so we should prepare for an entertaining story that understands and builds on Star Trek history. This will be Discovery's editor, John Dworsky's first directing credit, though his close involvement in the on-set production of last season's opener, Brother, is referenced in the DVD and Blu-ray audio commentary. If you're new around here and want to stay up to date with the latest Star Trek developments in news, lore and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video, and follow us on social media to get daily updates on the Trek universe. When we last left Discovery, Admiral Vance has been doing his best to defend against the Emerald Chain, led by the yet unseen Osira. Discovery has been retrofitted with 32nd century technology, including new Tricom badges, programmable matter consoles, disconnected warp nacelles, and has been rechristened as the USS Discovery A. Commander Burnham's rogue mission to rescue Book and a Starfleet black box of information on the Burn cost her position as Discovery's first officer, leaving her wondering if Starfleet is the place for her in this new century. Burnham will wrestle with her own decision to remain together or part ways during a mission that return to her adopted culture among the Vulcans. Have the Vulcans chosen reunification with their Romulan cousins over membership in the Federation? And what is Commander Burnham trying to convince them of with one of her signature motivational speeches? Spoiler warning ahead, of course. In the main trailer, Discovery starts off at Federation headquarters, where we'll probably acclimate to Commander Burnham being restricted to science officers' duties. While lost in her thoughts, the busy crew of Discovery seem to move in fast motion around her. Boots walk down the Discovery shuttle bay ramp, where Book's ship remains. Though recovering after last week's rescue, he and his scruffy Andorian friend, Rin, haven't departed just yet. Rin, by the way, was played by Tilly's actress Mary Wiseman's husband, Noah Averbech Katz. We see shots of Burnham surrounded by her crewmates as her voice over notes, "I want the truth for all of us." This will probably be referring to her determination to focus on the Burn, over Admiral Vance and Captain Saru's orders. Stamets will have the chance to use his new nano-gel interface to jump Discovery, probably to a green planet seen 2 shots later. Presuming Discovery is in the 32nd century of a prime timeline, we know Romulus to have been destroyed in 2387, and Vulcan to be iconically red in colour, so what planet might this be? Perhaps Unification 3 holds dual meaning, and is actually the name of the planet as well. Burnham asks, "Did my crew and I work together to save all sentient life in the universe?" Burnham's lines seem to be pieces of a gripping speech she'll deliver, though not necessarily in that order. Trailers are very good at mixing things up. We also see a person point to a holographic star chart, probably Tilly. In the scene featured in the Ready Room sneak peek, some more on that in a moment. Commander Burnham continues, "Didn't you see all of us, imperfect and flawed as we all are, still live up to our best ideals?" If Burnham's impassioned speech is delivered to the unified Vulcan-Romulan audience, as the trailer suggests, then it sounds like it will follow that display of idealistic, flawed heroism. Alternatively, with Burnham referring to "my crew," she may be arguing with Admiral Vance, Lieutenant Willer, or maybe even Book, struggling with his own next steps. Burnham surprises Book aboard his ship, his forehead glowing with mysterious powers we've seen him use in That Hope Is You Part 1, in a shot that delivers real Burnham leaving Discovery vibes. The sentiment carries over to Burnham, sad, followed by Tilly crying surrounded by some of the Discovery crew. Could this be a "where will you go" goodbye? Captain Saru and a Vulcan woman look out of a Discovery viewport down onto a planet. We know that Saru is absent from crowds elsewhere in this trailer, probably off doing captain's duties. In a room that might seem to be a reuse of a Discovery messel, possibly remodeling using programmable matter, holographic torches of Vulcan script crop up, followed by a shot of a Vulcan and a Romulan man with a combined Idic-Romulan emblem badge. Burnham seems to have gathered half of a room of Vulcan Romulans and half a room of Discovery crew members for some form of ceremonial meeting. In addition to the candles, the acrylic memorial wall ships seem to have been replaced with stylized circles, and we see Burnham pick up a mallet to ring a gong, a known component of Vulcan ceremonies going back to Amok time. In her best motivational tone, Burnham continues, "It is the greater good I am fighting for. Together, you could create something bigger than yourselves." We see Burnham, in uniform, disappear using her personal transport in a shuttle bay, presumably boarding Book's ship, leading to the shot surprising Book from a moment ago. Meanwhile in engineering, Stamets, Owen and Detmer applaud Burnham while the voiceover continues. Continuing on, a set of hands interlock, the hand on the left has a black sleeve that wraps around the thumb, a sleeve Book is seen wearing on his ship while looking at a holopad. The hand on the right is a Science Silver Division uniform, which sure looks to be like Michael Burnham's. We also see a flashback shot of a young Burnham and young Spock touching hands doing a Vulcan salute from Season 2, before concluding Burnham mid-speech to the crew and Vulcans, "It's what the Federation is." The obvious implications from this episode title and trailer is that by 3189, Vulcan is no longer one of the 38 remaining Federation worlds, despite being a founding member. Instead, following the destruction of Romulus, somewhere along the lines, Vulcan and Romulans have reunified and envisioned in Unification 1 and Unification 2, as indirected by the combined Idic Romulus emblem badge. But the planet below is not Vulcan, and it's not Romulus, leaving open the possibility that this is some colony or an exception to the rule. Let's also not forget the fact when Discovery left in the 23rd century, the Federation hadn't yet learned that the Romulans were ancient offshoots of the Vulcans. This fact came as a shock to Spock and the Enterprise in 2266, as seen in Romulan's introductory episode, Balance of Terror. We can expect a quick note of surprise whether it's learned from Admiral Vance or the Sphere data. The tone of the trailer seems to imply Burnham might leave Discovery again to find the answers she seeks about the burn, unimpeded by Starfleet. But other snippets that seem to come from Burnham's speech in the converted mess hall in this episode were used in the Season 3 official trailer. There she says, "The Federation gave us the resources and the mandate to solve the biggest, most troublesome problems in the galaxy." Separately, in that same trailer, Burnham is identified in the front of the Vulcan torches, where she says, "And I may question, and I may fear, because the problems often seem insurmountable, but haven't we always risen to meet them?" Perhaps Discovery's efforts to track the cause of burn have been given more sanction than the episode trailer would have us believe. To find out more about what our heroes have learned, and what the Green Planet may be, we look to the Ready Room's exclusive sneak peek clip. In the science lab, Tilly and Burnham are using a holographic star chart to combine the data on the burn. Two black boxes, the pen-shaped tools of Starfleet's registry numbers we've seen in People of Earth and Scavengers, are plugged into Discovery's computer. Tilly confirms to Burnham that Michael was right, and that there are 1/1,000,000th of a millisecond delay between the two black boxes recording the burn. The first black box that Michael was shown acquiring over her year as a courier in People of Earth belonged to the USS Yelchin. Like the USS Nog, the Yelchin is named to honour the Star Trek actor Anton Yelchin, who died at the age of 27. The Yelchin lost contact on stardate 81986.272139, a number that's likely missing a digit to fit into the stardate system that otherwise being used in the 32nd century. The starship Gav-Nor, 1,000 light-years away, lost contact 1/1,000,000th of a microsecond later, but we didn't see the recovery of the Gav-Nor's black box on screen. The black box that Book recovered in the latest episode, Scavengers, belongs to the USS Ganakai, likely named after the Italian astrophysicist Riccardo Ginakai. I have no idea how to pronounce it, I'm so sorry. The computer in the background is still processing the information, very similar to the way monitors flash through the information while processing the sphere data. Burnham does ask about triangulating the origin point of a burn using the 3 sets of data, but Tilly notes the area of space would be too large and more data is necessary. Burnham, now a science officer, has been going through Federation records. Starbase 19's subspace sensor net should have had a front seat view of a burn, but instead reported no findings. Burnham and Tilly deduced that the only reason SB-19 wouldn't have recorded findings is if they were being kept from the public. While Admiral Vance may have access to the records, Burnham is still in no position to asking favours after her rogue mission, but Tilly recognises that identifying the cause of burn is bigger than all of them. In addition to honouring another Star Trek performer, the sneak peek adds 2 points to speculate about the storyline ahead. Discovery's mission to the green planet of Vulcan/Romulan seems to be in pursuit of additional data on the exact moment of the burn to triangulate its origin. Will Discovery have to get involved in local politics or some sort of local crisis in exchange for information? Now, adding fuel to the season-long mystery of the burn, the Federation seems to know more than it's letting on about the cause. And what's the nature of this experiment on Starbase 19? And why might the Federation want to keep its origin point a secret? As for the episode's title, Unification III, it's clearly intended to build on the Next Generation 2-parter, but as a lot has changed for the Vulcans and Romulans and the Federation since then. The last time we saw the Romulan Star Empire was not so much of the shoulder pads of Unification 2 or even Star Trek Nemesis, but the Romulan Free State of Star Trek Picard. Both Unification III and the third season opener, That Hope Is You Part 1, hold implied connections to episodes that do not immediately precede or follow them. There is no That Hope Is You Part 2 that we know of yet. This seems to be another way Star Trek Discovery is looking to experiment with new methods of storytelling as the Star Trek universe continues to grow. Looking ahead, the next episode is titled The Sanctuary, which seems like it may be our opportunity to learn more about Book's secrets as a trans-worm rescuing courier. While decisions in Unification III may reveal what ship Burnham will be aboard, we can presume much of the Vulcan Romulan elements to be solved in the end of the episode. Those are our thoughts on Episode 7 of Star Trek Discovery Season 3 Unification III, but we also want to hear your theories. Has Vulcan been terraformed? Will Saavik make an unexpected appearance? Post your thoughts in the comments sections below. Star Trek Discovery Season 3 airs weekly on Thursdays via CBS All Access and CTV Sci-Fi, then on Fridays via Crave and Netflix for international viewers. Tune in every Thursday here for our weekly Discovery review, as well as our Sundays at 9 PM GMT for our live show discussing everything from the previous week. For now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Live long and prosper, my friends.